Hello and welcome to a video where I will tell you everything you need to know about the upcoming tier 8 Russian medium premium tank, the T-44 100. If you want to obtain this tank, you will have to participate in a grinding marathon where you will need to do 150,000 damage along with 150 kills with vehicles out of each nation that is available in the game. If you do not manage to complete the mission for all nations, you can buy tokens for each of the remaining ones at the price of €7 or $9. Of course, if you do not feel like grinding at all, you can simply buy the whole package, which will set you back €49 or $59, not exactly the cheapest premium. The marathon will last from the 17th of September until the 25th of October for EU players, and the American ones are already grinding their asses off since the 1st of September and will continue until the 10th of October. Now that we got the boring stuff out of the way, we can talk about the actual tank. This vehicle is very similar to the regular tier 8 medium, the T-44, as the name would suggest. Visually there is very little difference between those two vehicles, other than the premium variant carrying very slim side skirts and having a slightly different turret, though this is probably because the T-44 still has an SD model, which makes it look very dated. Gun-wise, this Rusky is carrying exactly the same gun as the T-44. This means a fairly underwhelming penetration of 183mm on AP and 235mm on its premium APCR round. For comparison, the CDC does around 150 damage more every minute of continuous firing, while the Panzer 58 will do around 50 less. Of course, it's worth noting that these stats do not take handling and penetration into account, which is often a problem for the T-44 100. Aiming stats and accuracy are not that bad at 2.20 seconds and 0.35 respectively, but again they are nothing special. Compared with the mediocre weapon handling, at least in comparison to tanks like the Pershing, you aren't going to be hitting many snapshots. Combine that with the fact that you only have 7 degrees of gun depression and very lackluster penetration, and you will not be a happy camper once the matchmaker throws you into a tier 10 matchup. The maneuverability of this vehicle, however, is quite good. While it does lack a lot of horsepower when compared to its non-premium counterpart, it very much makes up for it by the insanely good terrain resistance, which pretty much evens out the differences. This is the kind of vehicle that goes at least 40 all the time and doesn't care about the terrain, unless the terrain is a swamp, of course. It also turns very well and just overall plays like a good reactionary medium. The armor is also nothing to write home about, but it will stand up against lower tiers just fine. The frontal plates are around 130 to 140mm effective when facing the tank flat on, and with a bit of an angle you can bounce 150mm penetration guns just fine. The turret armor is not exactly reliable and in the right places can be penned by tier 5 guns, but as with any Russian tank there is plenty of zones that are able to bounce tier 10 guns. In terms of vision games, it's not the worst. The view range is pretty bad at 380 meters, but it's easy enough to get to around 440 meters with a decent crew and optics, which is good enough. Full camo crew and paint will get your stationary camo up to 34%, which is not too shabby either. As with any premium tank, the crew layout is fairly important, and thankfully the crew is the same as with any other high tier Russian medium tank. The only problem here is that the loader substitutes as the radio man, whereas on the Object 140, for example, that position is crewed by the commander. This can introduce some pain in the ass with perks not working, so watch for it. The vehicle also doesn't make bad credits, but you won't make much if you find yourself in a game that has you spamming gold like crazy. Equipment wise, I can only really recommend the basic rammer, vertical stabilizer and optics combo, and you can always switch out optics for ventilation if you do not feel like playing the vision game. Overall, I would say this tank can be summed up with the word average. If you like driving fast, having a decent gun and being able to bully lower tier tanks, this is the vehicle for you. Of course, you will be crying whenever you have to face things such as the mouse or other high tier atrocities, but that's the life of an average medium these days. And that's about it for today. Big thanks to Wargaming for providing me with a preview account for this vehicle. Without them this video could not possibly exist. If you enjoyed watching, feel free to like the video, subscribe for more, or even leave a comment below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.